am the reason why she doesn't believe in God anymore. Assalamu alaikum. I don't really know how to start this. Me and my mother, we have a lot of disagreements. She's actually very against me being a Muslim because in her mind this is all lies, I guess. This is something she doesn't believe in. At the same time, she has not really studied Islam. She doesn't know a lot about Islam, but she just chooses to say that this is wrong, and she just chooses to not believe in it. Even if I try to tell her about it, she will not listen, and she will just keep having her views, which are wrong views. Anyway, the reason I am making this video is not to talk bad about her or anything. She is my mother and I respect her as my mother, but respect does not mean you have to agree with that person. So alhamdulillah, I can respect her as my mother, but I do not have to agree with her. I do not have to do everything she tells me to do. So alhamdulillah, number one for me is God, and will always be God. That is where I get my guidance from. I do not need no human being to get guidance from. I don't really need like my mother for guidance, and I don't need my father for guidance. I do not need any human being for guidance, because I believe the best place to get that from is from the one who created you, and that is God. So I believe that Quran is from God. I do not see how a human being can write Quran by his own. I don't see how it's possible to have that knowledge that is in Quran 1400 years ago from a human being. There are sadly people who try to change the words of the Quran to fit their narrative, because sadly there are people who want to make Islam look bad and spread lies about Islam. My mother, she was a Jehovah's Witness, but sadly she went online and she watches these Islamophobes online, and she watches one specific man who is atheist. Basically, he's an Islamophobe who spread lies about Islam, and sadly she believes him and she's like a follower of him. Astaghfirullah. May Allah forgive her. May Allah guide her. To be honest, I don't wish any bad on her. I just wish her to be guided. I wish her to open her eyes. I wish her to open her eyes to not be blinded by people, and to not listen to everything that is online, but rather study and search for the answers yourself on books and things like that. But I have told her this, but sadly she really doesn't care about my opinions or how I think. In her mind, I am naive, I am brainwashed, I am just all these things to her. But alhamdulillah, Islam has guided me to the truth, and alhamdulillah, God has blessed me and made me a Muslim and made me see clearer than I have ever seen in my life. I was so lost as an atheist. I didn't know my purpose. I didn't know pretty much anything. So now, alhamdulillah, I am Muslim. I see clearly. I understand this life. I understand there are bad things happening. I understand why there are good things happening. I understand that this life is a test. I understand this life is not permanent. And I understand that there is death. And I don't see it as that's the worst thing that can happen. That's normal. I'm not gonna live this life forever, and I don't even want to live this life forever. And I think majority of people would not want to live this life forever. That's in our hearts. We are not supposed to want this life forever, actually. I don't see it as a bad thing because I'm a believer. When you believe in God, when you trust God, when you follow Islam, you will not fear death because you believe that there are better things for you. You don't see this life as everything to you. This life is like a testing place. Actually, I am very grateful to this life because it gives me the opportunity to do my best. Alhamdulillah, God is the most just and gives us the opportunity, and sadly, people don't take this opportunity. And that really saddens me to see that. That's the reality. That's even in the Quran, that is what it says. It says in the Quran that yes, there will be people who will be given signs, but because of their ego or their arrogance, they will not see. They will be like they are blind. And sadly, that is happening. That's the case. Like, that's not God's fault. You cannot blame your actions on God. That's first and foremost. I feel like people who are atheists, they have like so much enmity towards God, and they want to blame everything on God, but they don't want to take accountability for their own selves. God gave you free will. God gave you a brain to think, and there are signs. But if you are blind to these signs, you have no one to blame except yourself. That's just the truth. So the thing is that, I'm a Muslim revert, and my family are not Muslim. I'm the only Muslim, and everyone has been like not talking to me about religion. Alhamdulillah, I guess majority are like okay with me being Muslim. Like, they don't really care, I guess, because they themselves don't really care a lot about religion. But my mother has actually been the one who talks to me so much about religion and Islam, but sadly it's all negative. She is trying very hard for me to not be a Muslim, and that has been like this since I told her that I'm reading the Quran. When I told her that I'm reading the Quran, I was not yet a Muslim, and that is when I saw that she was so against Islam. To be honest, I didn't even know why, because she never talked about Muslims or about Islam badly before. It's only when I wanted to learn about Islam, that's when she got scared, and she got scared that that I was gonna be a Muslim. And I don't know why that is so scary to her, because basically nothing has changed in my life except that I'm actually just much happier, and not only happier, but I'm not lost. I have this contentness. Actually, God helps me a lot in this life, and I don't understand why she wants to take that away. Why does she want to take that away from me? Why does she want me to be miserable, unhappy? Why does she want me to be lost? Why does she want me to question why I am here in this life, just like I did before? Why does she want me to have all these questions that she is questioning herself? And because of that, she herself is miserable and unhappy because she doesn't have the answers. In her mind, she has bad thoughts about God, which is not a good thing. You can be atheist, you can be Christian, you can be any religion. You should always be respectable, and you should respect everyone. The way you talk to someone, it only shows who you are as a person. So you have to take accountability for that and not blame others for that. You can't blame others for how you talk or how you are or how your mind is or how your thoughts are. My mother, she was a Jehovah's Witness. From my personal views, I think she was not super practicing Jehovah's Witness. I don't want to say that for sure because God knows best. But this is just my views, you know. Anyway, I don't want to judge her on that anyway. But now she told me that she doesn't believe in God anymore. She thinks that it's all a lie. She said that it's just an imaginary friend. And she actually told me that I am the reason why she doesn't believe in God anymore. I became Muslim because everything, now she doesn't believe in God. And it's actually crazy to me when people really want to blame others for it, or they want to blame someone else for them not believing in God. I do not have the power to make her believe in God or to not make her believe in God. I have nothing to do with this, so I don't really appreciate her telling me this. Maybe, okay, she realized that her religion is not the right religion. But at the end of the day, that is her decision. That is her mind who told her that. If it was up to me, she will be Muslim right now. I don't have the power to control anyone, and everything she does is completely up to her. She has to take accountability for that. She cannot blame me. So that's first and foremost. All people, if you are an ex-Muslim, the same goes with you. Maybe you're an ex-Muslim because you had bad experiences with some Muslims. Doesn't mean you can blame them and say, okay, I'm not Muslim anymore because my father, he used to treat me bad and he was a Muslim. No, you cannot blame Islam for that. It's not nice for me to have disagreements with my mother. I would love for us just to be happy with each other and be positive and see the good sides and the positive sides. I want her to have respect. I want her to be positive. Obviously, the best case scenario, I would love her to be a Muslim, but at the end of the day, that's not up to me, and I can only pray for her. I can only pray that Allah guides her. But at the end of the day, it's not in my power. If there is something that is not in my power, I just let it go. I know that if she wants to find the truth, she will come to me, she will tell me, I want to learn. I want to learn about Islam, really. I really want to learn the truth about Islam. if she has this mindset to just learn about the truth, then I can go to her, I can help her, I can show her books, instead of just wanting to argue with me, which is what she wants to do, because I know her goal is to take me away from Islam. She doesn't want me to be Muslim, which is very sad. I cannot find happiness in only work, family. Even if I have everything in this life, without God I have nothing. That is the honest truth. So if she wants me to have nothing, if she wants me to be unhappy, if she wants me to be lost, I don't know why. But that's the honest truth, that's the honest feeling I have, is that God has helped me. I'm very sad for her actually. I'm not even sad for myself, because I have found the truth. Like I'm fine. I don't fear death. I also understand that she has this misconception that, okay, if you are Muslim, you don't care about this life or anything, you just want to pray and that's it, you don't want to do anything else. And that's not true at all. Islam actually promotes us to study. That's what Islam promotes. And even the women in Islam were very powerful women who even were business women. Alhamdulillah, there are so many good things in Islam, but I know she chooses to look at the stereotypes, what the media portrays. She chooses herself. This is her choice. She chooses to look at this and say this is Islam. And I don't care about learning the truth, I don't care. But if you have this mindset, nothing will change. Nothing. It's just gonna be bad for you. And I believe that everyone should live this life with an open mind. I don't have any enmity towards her. And even when she tells me like the worst things that you can say to your own daughter, I don't hate her. I don't have enmity. I just see her as someone who has this confusion in her mind. And I hope that she realizes that the way she talks is wrong. You should not, call your daughter names. You should not disrespect her religion. You can disagree with her, but there are limits to how you talk. And I don't disrespect her. I hope she can open her mind, her heart to find these answers. So I just want to end this by just saying that if you are going through the same thing or similar thing like me with your parents or with someone you know or someone who's close to you, I just want to say, just be strong. Allah sees everything. Be positive. See, good things will happen. Believe that good things will happen, and pray to God. Never lose your connection with God. Never let anyone take that away from you, because that's the most important thing. That's the most important. And even if they don't agree with you, or if they just think you are just stupid or whatever they want to call you, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. That person will not judge me in the end. That is God's job, and that I leave to God. I know I'm not perfect. I try my best, and that's it. I know God doesn't expect perfection from me, and I also know that God can be so much forgiving rather than a human being. God is the most forgiving, but human beings always want more from you. this is not good enough, you are like this is bad, that's how human beings are. This is how human beings will be towards you. Will never be good enough for any human being. That's just how it is, and it's completely fine. And I've learned to not please people, because people will never be satisfied. There will always be something that they are not happy about, and at the end of the day, it's because these people are not happy. They are not happy. Simple. They are not happy with their lives, and they have to put it on others and blame others. So the only advice I have for you and for myself, stop trying to please people and start trying to please Allah and only Allah. And that's it. Whoever will be against you will be against you. You don't have to change yourself. You don't have to do things that you don't want to do only to please people. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'm sorry for making this video very long, but I think it's important topic because that's how this world is, and this is actually the case with a lot of Muslim reverts. So I hope that this was beneficial to some people. Inshallah, good days will come. The truth will prevail. Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum.